What's up, professional wrestling world? What's up, the pro wrestling internet webs? This is the UnCut live shows live stream on the Coda iRadio Network Twitter account, Twitch, and podcast. I am with a special guest, the man, the living legend. I said the living legend, Vinny Fever. Vinny Fever,
I think there's only one living legend, and that was. I'm good. But I think one living legend. Well, unfortunately, he's passed away. And that was Bruno Sammartino.
Yes.
But if you want to classify me in that kind of I'll take that.
I was gonna go like this and be like, ladies and gentlemen, we got Vinny Fever, and then go. Get a little music going on there and dance and stuff like all that. So, the reason why that I brought Vinny on here, aka Otto, is because we have a lot of information that Otto wants to get out there. He is I would say the CEO, the president of the Alberta Wrestling Academy, right? Is that correct?
You betcha.
Yeah, and so
we also have Can-Am Wrestling.
Yep. And there's a lot of things that you've been doing behind the scenes since the last time that I had you on the podcast.
Yeah,
go ahead and share that.
It's been corny.
Yeah.
Last time we talked, we talked about all these partnerships that I had going on, and it's just been absolutely overwhelming the amount of that we have been getting. It's just crazy. We have partners Spain, Portugal, go, and we finally got in the United Kingdom, which is absolutely, to me, it's crazy the amount of people that have taken on to what we are trying to do, and that's make indie great again.
Yes. A worldwide organization of independent wrestling, I think is the full structure of the name, the WOIW. I have the website up here for the Alberta Wrestling Academy. If anybody's interested in it, just go to Alberta Wrestling Academy.
Not that.
Tell us a little bit about the World Organization of Independent Wrestling.
Is there a bit of a delay?
A little bit of a delay, but it works out.
Are you there?
Yeah, I'm there. You're there. Yep.
Okay, good.
Yeah. So go ahead and go and tell everybody what's going on behind the scenes that you have done with the World Organization of Independent Wrestling.
Well, what we've done now is create this partnership that's worldwide. A lot of good people are in our group, and what we are trying to do this week, we've been working hard. We are creating a T-shirt that all the partnerships can sell. The World Organization of Independent Wrestling has come up with our logo. I'm sure you'll put it on there at the end of this so that everybody can see it. And what we're going to do is, as a collective group, we're going to sell these in our own markets, and everybody that is involved is going to throw back cent so that we can do kind of like a WrestleMania for independent wrestling.
Right.
Whatever get picked to do it, here in Canada. And the second one will be held Warrior Pro Wrestling in the United States. And then after that, we will pick different organizations around the world where these will be held. But what better way to make independent wrestling great? You know, hosting a worldwide event that we can send the best of us from all these different promotions out for a beautiful champion. Myself and my partner Ed Ann. It's the Stu Hart Memorial Championship. Whoever wins it will get to have defend it, and then they'll bring it back to the next independent kind of WrestleMania thing that we're going to be doing.
Right. What other projects have you been putting together that add into the structure of the message, one team, one message? Give the individuals that are out there that are going to watch this or listen to this know a little bit more about it, where they can go and find out more about it. Have you decided to put like a website together, or what's the process in this?
We are putting together a website. We are putting together social media. It's just fresh. We just go. I think it was that we came up with the finalization. We added. I think there's 20 partnerships now that are worldwide. So it's just a matter of time. Have all that stuff together as a collective, and we will have that done hopefully real soon. Otherwise, I'm still working behind the scenes, getting the Can-Am wrestling back, bringing back the history. You've noticed that in our trading card you've developed. It's bringing it back through YouTube show that have the old matches so that they can actually get to see what Can-Am wrestling was all about. And I mean, we had some of the great through Can-Am wrestling, like the likes of the Fallen Soldier, Neidhart, Rick Titan that played Razor Ramon #2, WWF called Kurgan that was in the Oddities. The Cuban Amos, Jerry Morrow, just name are synonymous with professional wrestling.
So go a little more detail about these trading cards. I think they're pretty interesting because I come from a generation that actually like always had trading cards, from football to basketball to baseball. Basically, you know it. And then later on in the 2000s, like they started doing different TV shows and games more based on cards. So go a little more detail and also who you have on these cards in the first set.
Well, it's just bringing back the history of Can-Am wrestling through pictures. I probably have, I'd say, near pictures. And what we've decided to do is make 5 sets of history. It's a 20-year history, and we're just bringing back all the performers that came through the Can-Am Wrestling Federation back in the. What we're doing for the first set is 3 pictures of every guy, and then there's going to be one card to make up the 100th card. And I think it's a cool way, and it's being well received by everybody. I'm actually overwhelmed at the amount of reception that we have got it, and I want to buy complete 100 card sets. It's struggling to me. These people want this history with them, and it's actually quite to tell you the truth, it's an honor to tell you how far it's reached. The Cuban Assassin, the original, just 2 days ago, and sent me 6 pictures, and do a trading card for him. I said, "Are you kidding? I'd be honored to do a trading card for you." Put together, I sent them to, and you saw them. So tell the people what you think.
I think they're well, obviously they're a throwback, but I think they're. It reminds me of the days to where you'd, as a kid, would go grab a pack, and then it would have like 5 or 6 cards. And I don't know what you're gonna have in all detail. You can go into that yourself, but like having the little pack of gum in there, it was kind of a cool thing to do. I mean, you having all these, you can also now these days, like we didn't think about this back then. I mean, some of them did, the older ones, but when I was a kid, you didn't think about getting autographs. Now these are a perfect opportunity to have these as getting an autograph to those that are still around. Unfortunately, there are some that aren't around anymore, but there's that opportunity. I see Vinny Fever's rocking out a little bit with the rock and roll music.
I'm just trying to turn it down, buddy.
Vinny Fever always feeling the vibes, always getting down and groovy.
It's on silent for interrupted. Yeah, by bad to the bone. And we got our partner on here from, I think that's Jordan Buck. Let's say hello to him. How you doing, brother? What's up?
Yep.
On the
shout out to Jordan.
Day that we opened, October 3rd of last year. Beautiful, beautiful reception. We had 300 people that came through. And yes, we practice social distancing because, yes, to start this in a pandemic. But like I said, it's been well received. We have probably 22 students at our school right now and a total of probably 35 training there. Actually, right now, we're under a lockdown here in Canada. Like we're gearing up, ready to open the 10th. And I'm looking so forward to that day to give a surprise to my students. The school looks like and have coming. We are in the process of putting together our first show. We are trying to get everything together for July the 3rd Canada weekend. We are doing it at a fundraiser for 2 people that mean a lot to myself and Ed Anderson. I gave in Stampede days. His Don McCullough passed away, and my mentor Steve Gillespie passed away last. So he's putting on this show to help both families that are struggling. I mean, who isn't struggling through this pandemic? I think we all are, but some of us more than others. So we're trying to help these 2 families out and for them. And just to bring back to this in on them and to bring it back to a place that is completely sold out. So we've got a 500 people already, and of Cremona and the town of Sundre that are behind us, 110%. So anywhere from the upwards of 800,000 people that are at this event, and I mean, off Can-Am wrestling after 25 years.
So you got a lot of things going on behind the scenes as well with the school, obviously with the WOIW. Once again, why don't you kind of name some of the individuals that are partners that are actually part of that WOIW a little bit to repeat on who's actually in there, so they get kind of a concept of how wide this is and how much of a reach it goes.
Okay, 1 second here. My our indie poster, so I don't get anybody, because I would hate to do that, and they would hate me if I did that. Give me 1 second here to find it. We're live and Otto can't find the damn thing.
It's all right. We can get down with Vinny Fever.
How was it? That's the one. No. Yes, that's the one. All right. So we got the UA, the Italian Wrestling Association. Good friend Diego. We got from Barcelona, CWA from Puerto Rico, and that is Ricardo Arena Mamalucha, Giovanna Loza, the Freak Fighters Network, and they are from India, and that's a big shout out to Prince Adavashi. We have the Southern Territory Wrestling from Australia, and that is Drew Carter. Then we come in Canada with NEW, and that is Travis Canning and the Cameron Stevens, going to wrestle for both that promotion and Can-Am Wrestling if we get here. Then we have the promotion that we've been working with for a year and a half, wrestling, and Stephen Iwasa, and he also wrestles. Then I got thank you to you, Workhorse Fitness Supplements. Yes. Without you guys coming on board and being sponsors, man, you know, it takes a group of people to make something like we just added another Chicagoland wrestling in the name of John Bullard, and he added Kapow, the Guerrero Azteca and Lucha Libre Boom that he's been with. We had the best four. We have Triple Crown. I believe that's Terry EWE. That's Joshua New AWA. North American Wrestling, I believe, or association. Mr. Tony Capone out of. We got Warrior Pro. That is Adam. Last name you know who I'm talking about. What's his last name? Perlo, something like that. EW, Ultimate Championship Wrestling. And then we just added a group from Mexico. Ileana, her name, right? Called Lucha Art. And amazing partnership with them because she is in the process of doing a documentary in Mexico about Lucha Libre. She's doing a documentary about guys that come from Canada over to Mexico to learn the Lucha Libre lifestyle, learn the Lucha Libre style in the ring, and very own trainer and coach from our school, Sweet Daddy Soul, is there, and I couldn't be happier, man. The reception we're getting is unbelievable.
Right. It's an awesome.
I didn't miss anybody. I think I covered everyone.
I don't think you missed anybody. We'll have information, hopefully put it in the chat, or later on when the website or whatever you guys think about doing. I seen the logo. The logo's really nice. I was trying to look for it as we were mentioning all the teams. I don't think I have it on my computer, unfortunately. It's on my phone, but I can actually bring it up on my phone because that's the way of technology is that you're able to do that and look at stuff. Let's see here real quick. The phone. I myself have to look for it because we've commented so many times on the post. I made a little video, but here it is. If people can see it,
video that you made, brother, 19 seconds is absolutely amazing.
Right there, it's gold with red lettering. I will be posting that on social media. When I get permission to finally get everything down, we probably should wait until we get the website fully put out there so everybody can click on the link and do all that. I encourage everybody to go and follow all these individuals that are a part of the World Organization of Independent Wrestling. It's going to be a positive. It brings there we go. That's a lot better camera than mine. It's awesome. Danny Savage and Otto got that and put that together, worked on it, had some different variations of it, but the final product is amazing. It's awesome. I like it. I love it. It works real well. It's going to be nice to see. Now, so
the thing is we're 20 people.
Yeah. What about?
So that's the thing. We've appeased 20 people that we came up the logo with, and everybody seems to love it. So that's the start. Now website. Now we get all our links for everybody. Once we have the website and all the links for WOIW, everybody's link, everybody's site of the partnership group will be in our web, and we'll have all the links there, everyone, so that everybody can come in the great stuff.
What's the detail on the rules with the belt that is going to be traveling all over that you were talking about? I know that it's a Stu Hart dedication belt, which is amazing. I've seen what it looks like. Your other belts are amazing that you have. You have, you can correct me if I'm wrong. You have the world title, you have the junior world title, you have the women's world title, the tag team title, and the Stu Hart title, correct? Or am I missing one?
No, that's everything. It's actually the World Heavyweight Championship, the Junior Heavyweight Championships, and the tag, and then of course the title that myself and my partner actually being able to honor Stu Hart and come up with a championship that will go around the world. We all know that legendary, and now hopefully we've made a championship that is going to be legendary.
So what are the rules and the stipulations for that match, for that championship?
Well, what we're doing, and Adam and I came up with the idea as the head of Warrior Pro, want to do kind of like a tournament style. The preliminary matches will be held in everybody's own promotions. Send the top 4, 5 guys from every promotion to fight for that championship in the big show, whether it be Canada, Italy, Australia, Spain, the US, wherever it's going to be held. And whoever wins it, whether it be Italy, whether it be Canada, whether it be Mexico, whether it be the US, Australia, the UK, whoever that belt gets to take that belt home. Kind of like a Stanley.
That'll be awesome. Do you have, it's probably too early to ask.
I'm really looking.
But do you have certain competitors already picked out, or is there going to be some type of tournament for that, to where it decides on who is in the inaugural tournament for it?
Yeah, that'll be held in their own promotions. It's up to the promoter to decide when he wants to collect. We'll have to come up with a date that we're going to be hosting that big. But I mean, to get 20 organizations under one roof to an extravagant event like that, to showcase talent from the all over the to be breathtaking to watch and such a fun to try and put together.
So your Can-Am wrestling, you said you had a date. I might have misunderstood, but what was the date exactly for that first show that you're going to be hosting here in next month, if I'm correct?
You're correct. We are shooting for July. Unfortunately, Canada Day falls on the 1st Canada, which is a Thursday. So obviously we couldn't do a show on the Thursday. Move the show to the 3rd, which is that. And the campground is not only going to be hosting a wrestling show, we're hosting a big firework extravaganza after the show at the campground. I said there's already 5 people there. With the 2 towns that are 20 along the way, each side of the campground, we're looking anywhere from 800 to 1,000 people are going to be there. And there's no better way to turn of Can-Am wrestling than that. I think that a show, a bunch of guys that are from Can-Am wrestling after 25 years, which is amazing that these guys are still in the sport and still killing it. Have guys like Steve Wild, the All-American Steve Rivers, the Black Dragon, Tyrone Iron, myself, Fever will be there. I will be hosting the show. We're hoping to get some legends that will do a meet and greet, sign, autograph. Trying to get, believe it or not, the legendary tag team, the Cuban, together one last time to walk the aisle together, Joe. And of course, none other than the legendary, the man for us, Mr. Bruce Hart, will be there as well.
Yeah, that's going to be amazing. And 800 to 1,000 people sounds like a party to me. Doesn't that sound like a party to you, Snoop Dogg? So that sounds like a good old blast, a good old time.
Oh yeah,
I'm happy
betcha,
that
it's
you're
420 somewhere.
Yes, 420 somewhere, and sometimes it's 420 twice a day. Snoop knows what I mean, right?
That's right. It's more than that.
Yeah. So their next thing that I want to ask you, because it's kind of like a big thing out in the world, and you've been in professional wrestling for a while, and I'm going to keep up this website here. I'll go to the top so everybody can see it. If you want to go get some more information about Can-Am Wrestling or the Alberta Wrestling Academy, please go to the Alberta Wrestling Academy, just as it sounds, as it's spelled.com. And I'll even say this. It says, you get 10% off as an early bird sign-up special. So go ahead and take advantage of that today. My question is,
right,
the shocker that we've had in the last, I would say, less than 5 months, 6 months, with at least 3 sets of all over the company. And I'm not talking about being a dirt sheet and rumors or whatever, but just kind of your opinion and my opinion on this, because it's really oddly weird that you have a company that has gotten rid of a lot of talent, especially up now where they've had new programs, new pushes, and one that's been in the the kind of the main upper, not mid card, but the upper card scene for quite some time. All of a sudden get released with a lot of these other talented superstars. And I'm gonna tell you what I've been asking around about one of my friends that's kind of a professional in this certain particular thing that's been a topic that's been brought up since then. But what is your kind of feel being a professional wrestler all your life? What's your thoughts about all these kind of random surprise releases lately from the WWE?
I'm actually confounded at what they're doing. I don't understand it. I mean, to get on Strowman and Alice, they were just beyond.
Yeah,
I don't understand it. We've been talking about this. I don't know if they're going to sell. I don't know what's going on with WWE, but it's all going to come out later. What's going on? But what a thing to have had for guys like us that are in the scenes that now can have the availability to reach out and book a guy or book a guy like Aleister Black.
And just for the
absolutely
the number one thing that amazes me,
crazy.
Right. I was just going to say, the one thing that amazes me is that if I remember back in the day in the mid 90s, early 2000s, everybody goes back to the Monday Night War. You would never see a company release talent like this, because they would obviously let them go or try to re-sign them as much as possible. They do release certain individuals because if they don't have anything, but you can't imagine somebody releasing someone after they're getting a major push. And it was from what I've read reports or the live stream that I saw with Aleister Black on his wife's Twitch account, it was completely out of left field. They had no idea because they've been on TV consistently doing programming. Heck, one was just out of WrestleMania and been consistently in just the last pay-per-view. You brought up a good point because I talked to an individual that automatically said this right on a wrestling group that we're in. He goes, because he does this kind of work, they might be ready to set for sale. And a lot of people are like, it's just speculation, just to clarify that. The only reason why I bring it up is because he brought up very good points. Because of Nick Khan and his capabilities that they hired, that's kind of what they usually do. They get a company and they streamline it to cut the overhead, he said, so then they can maximize enough profit when they sell. And that's something that they've done with previous wrestling companies, with, because it's not just wrestlers or athletes in general are getting released. It's an all-around release of every part, every what do you want to say? Every office of the company. So it's something that, even former writers and former employees are kind of like, sounds like that might be true, but I mean, we'll see later on. But I had to ask that because you've been in the wrestling scene longer than I've been probably alive or even watched, and you're a veteran to this. So I just had to know if you've seen anything like this before. I mean, other than, WCW and ECW, but I mean, this is kind of out of the norm.
Yeah, I like I said, I don't understand what's going on with WWE. I don't know if, like I said, Vince is finally getting tired of it. But I mean, if you're getting tired of it, you got a guy for the last 20 years.
Yeah.
Hell, don't you give him a chance to lead your company into the next? I think that Triple H is the best to run WWE, and I'm kind of disappointed WWE that they haven't actually given him a chance to run, because look what he's done with NXT. NXT, their third brand. NXT is a brand all by itself, and they're killing it. Look at some of the talent that's gone through NXT, and they continue to get the top talent there.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like I said, I'm just dumbfounded at what's going on with them. I just wish they would Triple H to run it and see what he can do. We think it would actually be amazing.
Yeah. It was, for the recent ones, it was Braun, it was Alistair, it was Ruby Riott, Lana, Santana Garrett, and Buddy Murphy, all like individuals, all talents in themselves. Alistair was just starting to get pushed. Braun was, been in the main event scene. Ruby Riott hasn't been on lately, but I mean, she's an extraordinary talent. Lana is such a personality that she can do different things. Obviously, she can be somebody from Russia or be, just somebody's mouthpiece, speaking piece, but she's available to do everything. You know what I mean? Buddy Murphy is just extremely talented.
Yeah.
He just recently dropped his info for bookings and any other information. It's amazing to me that things are going on like it is. It's kind of weird, kind of out of the norm. I mean, there's normal releases, but this is just out of like all, areas of the company. They've been releasing mass quantities. But that being said, I mean, it's more opportunity for independents, hopefully, because as some of these are starting, not everybody's starting in the U.S. I don't know how it is completely up there other than what we talked about up there in Canada and other places and areas of the world. But like, it's a positive. I see pro wrestling independent thriving quite a bit with all these releases and a lot of the other available ones that are still out there too as well. Now, the one thing that I was going to ask you about, another thing I was going to ask you, if anybody, and there might be a question about this when people watch, is there any way, or who do they come up other than, obviously it's going to be you, or maybe there's somebody else that you have, I don't know. If they want to be part of this, where do they go? Who do they contact? Who do they click and be able to ask, hey, is there a possibility that I can, get onto this and have an opportunity to help? What are you doing for this process?
We obviously, when somebody's interested, we check everything out and with them and their company. You can tell either through the Alberta Wrestling Academy or Can-Am Wrestling, Alberta Wrestling Academy at gmail.com, 21 at gmail.com. Get a hold if you're interested in extravagant thing that we are doing. And like I said, we are 20 partnerships. We are going to independent wrestling grant partners that are on board, and everybody being team one message. And that's exactly what we want to do. We want to make independent wrestling great. We want to give the fans of independent wrestling, we want to give them great show, give them storylines. We want to give them characters. And I'll tell you right now, brother, I've got 20 characters at my school that I think are going to be awesome superstars when we get going here. And right now we're in the midst of a promo styles competition. It's the third one that we're doing, and we kind of threw a swerve innings. Round 1 and 5 guys got eliminated, but they made it so tough and so hard for myself and Ed to pick the guys that went through, that we threw a little swerve at the tournament, and we said to the 5 guys that got eliminated, create a bomb style promo, and it could possibly get you back not only into the tournament, but your way right back into the fun. And let me tell you, we're going to start posting these promos here in the next day or two. They can check it out on our Facebook page at Alberta Wrestling Academy. And I think you guys will be surprised at that these are putting in.
Yeah, I'm just scrolling through the co-owners, the trainers. We got Bruce Hart Sr., obviously world-renowned famous Otto Giente, Ed Anderson, who is well known. You have Ryan Hansen.
Right, God damn it!
I know. I blame my South Dakota
personal trainer.
Blame my South Dakota accent for screwing up people's names. I apologize. Ryan Hansen. You have Steve Wild. You have Jordan. You're gonna have to help me with Jordan's last name because I screw everybody else's name up.
Jordan Gagey.
Yeah.
Gady, yeah.
Yeah, Gady.
He's
there you
actually,
go.
Jordan is our amateur.
Okay. Said he started wrestling at a relatively young age, following wrestling throughout juniors and senior year of high school. Oh, so city championships, placed, okay. He's from, he trained in Montreal. Returned to focus, okay.
Yeah, with the Canadian Olympic team.
Yeah.
Yeah, he trained with the Canadian Olympic team, so he's got some vast knowledge.
Yeah, hell yeah.
And then
putting your information up here where you can get a hold of.
Done so far has been absolutely positive.
Yeah, I can vouch for that. That's definitely true.
And we've actually created a cool through this. We have hosted 3 different birthday parties, gone over incredibly. Of our birthday shirt that says the next champion trains here, with our belt at the waist, no guts, no on the back, that the kids will get a beautiful cake like her with the championship belt. They also get pictures. We have 12 champ at our gym that are in a display. Belt they choose, and they get it in Wrestling Academy badge, and it's really well so far. So I'm really happy we're doing. I'm happy with the dedicated team that we have that are trying to make all these kids great. I see great things coming, not only to Wrestling Academy and I'm wrestling that deep roster now with all these kids that are training at our. So I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to working with all these partnerships that we have. Our continued work with RU, Real Canadian Wrestling, every Friday down here in Calgary and every Saturday up in Edmonton once we get going again. So up, and hopefully the end of this month, we will be back in full force, 2 shows a week, Calgary, 1 in Edmonton, and hopefully now and then wrestling. So we're looking, it's a bright future, put it that way.
Yeah. I mean, this is going to be awesome. I can't wait for this to start. I've been enjoying having the honor and the privilege to be in the group and be a part of the sponsorship with the network, and then the show Uncut Live here. Man, I can't wait to get your website and see everybody and have a one-stop shop link area to click on everybody. I think this is going to be great. This is going to be the best.
Be awesome.
It's an old cliche. It's kind of cheesy now because it's one promotion kind of beat the dead horse on it. But I mean, it's best for business for the independent wrestling once you work together, because it's like the old saying, teamwork makes the dream work. So, and I love the message that you guys have here. You have a message that says one team, one message. And for the World Organization of Independent Wrestling, which I think is just a great message to put out there, to be one team and one team only. Which just benefits everybody in the long run. So I want to thank everybody that actually, is allowing me to, experience this privilege of being in the group. I think some great minds in independent wrestling that I've seen with everybody that's commented, worked together. It's absolutely amazing in my opinion.
Thank you, brother. Thank you, man. Like I said, we're trying to make
Yeah, I'm trying to look. Do you have?
We're trying to make independent wrestling great again.
Yeah, most definitely. Make sure you guys go to their YouTube channel. You can check out a lot of the promos. Something that I think is really special and I think is really cool is the fact that you had your students pick out some famous shoot promos and recreate those to kind of see and test their skills and see what they could do to either enhance or basically replicate the exact promo and, give it a little twister there. So go to it, and just like it's spelled out here, Alberta Wrestling Academy. It's on YouTube. You'll find it. It has the belt on there, the logo. But yeah, go in and check those out. Some of those are really interesting. You got a well-rounded group of characters, great personalities to be able to do some of them. Like one did CM Punk's pipe bomb, which was just you go in there like, oh, it's going to be like just CM Punk's, but they put a different twist on it. But it's the CM Punk, pipe bomb, which is always key to be able to put your own twist to it. What are some of the ones that you're doing now? You said you had you were talking to me off camera about another promo challenge that you're doing with them.
We're just of a tournament style one-on-one. And like I said, we threw a twist into it because it was such a hard decision to make. So we called the 5 guys that were eliminated from the tournament, and we told them that you have a chance to get back in, and they created pipe bomb style promos that will be up in the next couple days. And I tell you, man, if it takes Vinny Fever and the Renegade Kid to piss these kids off to get the promos that we're getting out of them, then I plan on pissing them off every day. Some of them cut promos that they've come out of their shell, they're the box, making great stuff, but for us, for the school, for our brand. So I'm looking for these guys to come, which is going to be awesome.
Yeah, most definitely. I think it's great that you have this opportunity and you're thinking outside the box with your students. It's not your typical, and nothing wrong with the typical wrestling training. But I think this kind of, gives them a little bit more sharper mind to be able to think on them on the spot and be able to sit there and actually, just kind of improve themselves a little bit better and quicker and kind of more of an easier development, if I can say. Because I mean, it's not easy. I mean, people think that it's pretty easy to cut a promo, and it's not. So I think it's forward thinking and progressive thinking, definitely on your guys' part.
Thank you, brother. Yeah, everybody thought I was crazy in this stuff, but Steve, it was crazy that I started this, and now everybody seems to follow. There's promo competition going on.
Right.
You okay. Right now we do it.
Yeah.
Everybody else is following us.
Now that's the thing. Like I don't notice a lot of, because you don't see it advertised. I mean, there is it's always been like an eFed or promo league stuff like that, but that was like separate. That they never added those together with, like, you always had your pro wrestling, like, what you call it, kind of, you have the students sit there and cut promos, see how they're doing, and then you show them off and then kind of re-show their video on it. But to be able to do competitions like that within a school, you don't see that at all within schools. And maybe I'm wrong, and maybe there are some people, but as far as I know, you're the first one in AWA, that Alberta Wrestling Academy, that has ever done it. So, and it's cool. It's forward thinking. It's progressive. It expands the horizon in the students. That's for sure.
Well, it expands their training, right? Their ability, because I mean, big thing in wrestling. Why not have these kids practice it? Why not have them hone their skills in that? And so far, it's been going great. What I'm in, the simple fact, promos that are entertaining, they're saying it all. We're all doing something right. These kids are doing it and killing it. And it's a matter of them sending me a promo, and I try to help them as much as I can, tell them to tweak this or tweak that. They redo it, it gets better, tweak it again, and it gets even better. So, I mean, they're putting their heart and soul into their learning as they go. It's a lot of fun for me. To me right now is absolutely this thing in my life. Able to mentor and mold these guys into professional wrestlers. And I mean, I didn't have anything to do with their characters. They came up with their characters, and all I'm doing is tweaking them. There's, like I said, we talked about this last time. There's a kid, Virus. Who in the hell would think of calling themselves Virus during a pandemic? You know what I mean? And the thing that really amazes me about this kid is, for the Alberta Wrestling Academy does not discriminate. We take on all kinds of guys that want to try this training. And this kid has a special, because not only does he have a cliff palate, not only does he have toes fused together, the kid is deaf in both ears.
Yeah, and he's evolving. He wears two
hearing aids in the ring so that he can perform.
Yeah.
And to excel, not only with his in-ring training and skills, that is deaf ears, what message he's sending to people that are disabled. Yeah. This kid is saying to
that anything is possible.
I have a disability, but I'm not going to let that stop me. I'm going to take apply them professional wrestling and become the next generation star that the Alberta Wrestling Academy is trying out of me. So I really love this. So let's get it going, man. Let's get it going. And the passion that these kids have, absolutely amazing. And let's check out the Virus. He's his own. I've helped him. He's come coming up with some brilliant on his own.
Right. No, it just the way that he's adapting to evolve and is the atmosphere that he's in is just absolutely inspiring and amazing, and nothing but positive vibes sent to him to excel in the business. I mean, that you hit the point on the key there is that, you know, anything's possible. Doesn't matter what your disability is, and even if you don't have a disability, obviously, you know, some people think, oh, if I don't have a disability, it's going to be a lot easier to excel in the sport. But no, I mean, he's showing that you can actually sit there and do it. You shouldn't be afraid, and that's always been a positive. And we know somebody mutually that had the same thing that he was trying to show. You know, show individuals that if you have a disability, anything's possible. You could still be a WWE superstar. So that's a shout out to my good friend.
That's right,
Eugene. So, one last thing that you want to get out there before we go, because
Eugene, yes, or Nick Dunsmore.
Yeah. Hopefully we can get him there. We've been talking about him going on there.
Follow us. Our Alberta Wrestling Academy, all social media. We are Can-Am Wrestling on all social media. And look out, because the World Organization of Independent Wrestling, the rise, and great things planned for independent wrestling and for the people that support independent wrestling. Thank you from the bottom of our hearts. Keep supporting independent wrestling, because you never know when and where next personal wrestling is going to come from. But I can guarantee 20 of them that are coming from the Alberta Wrestling Academy.
Most definitely. And a shout out to everybody that's part of the World Organization of Independent Wrestling. It couldn't also be possible without you guys, and thank you for giving me the honor and the privilege to be a part of this. Otto, thank you as a wrestling fan on that side. Thank you for everything that you're doing, especially since I love independent wrestling. My son is training with Eugene Nick Dinsmore in the class at Midwest All Pro Wrestling. Thank you to the sponsor today.
Before we head off here, brother, I thank you for. I just want to say thank you to you, Charles, for not only all this stuff, but thank you to you, because if you that start to the logo, it is today. So I want to say thank you to you, the King idea. Myself and Mr. Danny Savage tweaked it a little bit better, and we came up with something that I think is absolutely brilliant. Like I said, our partnerships love it, and that's the great thing. So now, shirts of independent wrestling sold at our shows. The partners are holding, and what the benefit from these should be. All the partners are going to the kitty, so that we host these big, and we put that title on the line, the Stu Hart Memorial Championship. You're going to see the best of the best from all over the world. And Canada will be the show. We do the big show. Canada will get to host that first one. And I'm telling you, man, I am looking forward to seeing that top 10 come to Calgary, Alberta, Canada. Passionate fans that are here in Alberta, let me tell you, be absolutely amazing.
And for those that are watching or those that'll be watching later, I just want to make sure that you all know I have a lot of things stored and planned, from doing kind of like getting the group together, as many as I can get on here, to do like kind of a game night, do a get to know the individuals from their individual promotions, get them a chance to speak. We'll pop up the website, let them talk, let them get their information out, what it means to them. And a lot of other interviews and stuff. And this will obviously just be on the live stream. It's also going to be available at some point. We'll do the podcast, which you can find it on the UnCut Live show, on all available podcast networks, and also the UnCut Live host, which is the Code I Radio Network. We'll have some on there, which will be a little bit more longer and bigger budgeted with more roundtable, which Otto gave me that idea for the roundtable. So a shout out to Otto. Vinny Fever might make an appearance on there as well too. You know, maybe we'll talk a little bit of Vinny Fever's past and history of his favorite matches. And, you know, get down and boogie woogie with him too. So I look forward. Thank you, Mr. Fever.
You betcha.
Mr. Gelente. I probably said that wrong again, didn't I?
It was live and in color.
Right. Vinny Fever. Here, let me say it right now. I'll say it correctly. Vinny Fever.
Vinny.
We'll say it that
exactly. There you go, brother. There you go,
Vinny
man.
Fever, live and in fact and in living color on HD television or internet television.
If you have a super strong day.
You too.
There you go.
Thank you. And everybody, peace. And we're
I'm
out.
saying I love you, brother. Thank you once again. Peace.
Yeah. No, thank you. Peace.
Awesome. Thank you, brother.